Eric, you guys were down 2, 3 minutes to go. You closed the game on a 15-2 run to get this win, your 10th straight road win. What did you do so well to lock down this victory down those final 3 minutes?
Stay poised, stay with our game plan, and do what we've been doing all season. Malcolm been doing a great job. Giannis been carrying us. So it was time for us to step up tonight.
It was a big day for you. You signed an extension with Milwaukee, and then you put up a season-high 31 points. What kind of zone were you in during this contest?
I just wanted to win. If I played bad or I played good, I just wanted to win this game. Going into a tough Utah game tomorrow. And, just enjoy this road trip.
You could have waited for free agency, seen what was out there. Why was it so important to you to get this deal done now and to stay in Milwaukee?
Right now, we gelling. We got a great, chemistry going. Why not? I'm around a great group of guys. They're like brothers to me. They took me in with open arms last season, and it paid off. It's paying off right now. So why not?
It's felt like a perfect fit. What have you learned over your time with the Bucks thus far?
Just how much potential we got. Giannis, even though he's a superstar right now, he's still young and trying to figure it out. And all of us trying to, help him out along the way. And, like I said, we got a great group of guys here, man.
You guys continue to pass tests. For this team, what becomes a successful season?
Everybody, believe in each other. Coach Bud believes in us. No matter, what type of shot or, how we playing that night, he always wants us to play hard. So that's the biggest thing. Our coach believe in us.
All right, Eric, congratulations on the win and the extension.
Thank you, man.
I gotta say a couple things about this game. First, I'm very proud of our effort. I don't understand how we just fall off and we break down at the end. Brandon the ball just lost Brandon. Brandon was gone. I mean, they weren't seeking Brandon. LeBron took over on his own, which is good. He should be doing that. But it is what it is. The Bucks clinched a playoff spot. They're 26-4 in their last 30. You're going up against a tank, and that tank only had 16 points. So you played some good defense. He did have 15 rebounds. He had 6 assists, but he had 4 turnovers. They knocked Lopez out of the game by going small. They set the tone on him, but I'm proud. What's up, guys? It's KB24 Status, a.k.a. Kobe24MP3, a.k.a. Charles Ryan, a.k.a. Charles Barkley, also known as the biggest Laker extravaganza, freaking fanatic in this country. In the world, baby. Bigger than China, baby. I know Kobe goes to China, but not bigger than China. Ain't no dictator suppression here, or is there? All right, so Lakers, unfortunately, obviously lost this one. Like I said, down the stretch, it just fell out of hand. But yeah, it was interesting seeing how balanced the Bucks coach, Mike Budenholzer, managed his players, taking Giannis out towards the end, putting the ball in the hands of Bledsoe, who I think does have a little bit of playoff experience. I'm not sure. But even if he doesn't, he's bounced around, Clippers, Suns. So, he has, experience with all these players, being in locker rooms, even though he's a prick in Phoenix. Still, he has a lot of experience to teach Giannis. He'd have 5 assists and 9 rebounds. He did just get a huge contract extension. I believe it was 4 years, 70-something, 72. It was the Luol Deng contract, except for a player that matters. But, Bledsoe was 2 for 11 on threes. The Bucks really capitalized on their threes. They were 14 for 40 for 35%, and we were 13 for 40 for 32%. So it really balanced out there. But, it's just we have this consistent theme of just the offense just flips out. I don't know what it is. Frantic mode? I don't understand how we can't just have basic half-court offense. When Giannis does a charge or whatever happened as a turnover, and then LeBron comes down the court with 2 minutes left and just turns it over. I mean, you got to be better than that, LeBron. LeBron has every right to take it into his own hands. He's the second, third best player of all time behind Kobe and Michael. But I just don't understand how you can do hero ball if you want, but Brandon was playing better, in my opinion. Last podcast I was ranting against LeBron's free throw percentage. He was 8 for 10 tonight, so that was great. We had low turnovers, only 9 turnovers, right? We shot really well from the free throw line, 15 for 18, 83%. So we did everything right. We capitalized on the things we needed to do. We cleaned it up, turnovers, made our free throws, but you can't give in to like the energy. You can't you can go down by 9 and then come back like we did, but you can't let them finish on what was like a 13-something run. You can't do that. You need to keep your composure. And for the millionth time, especially when you have one of the greatest passers of all time in Lonzo, one of the best players of all time in LeBron, and then other three-point shooters. And then you got to give it to the hot hand. You got to get it to Brandon. You can't just let him fade out. Brandon, again, is playing a huge payload, 39 minutes, and his whole mentally he's in it. I mean, physically he can do it because of his light body frame like KD. But, I mean, you got to find the guy who started 9 for 9 from the field. I mean, Rondo shot a career high with 12 threes. I'm glad he kept taking them. That's what you do. LeBron will keep passing it. He trusts his teammates. LeBron will keep giving it to J.R. Smith over and over again last year because he trusts him to make it. Besides the game one thing, I'm saying prior to that, for the championship, for example, in 2016 with the Cavs. I'm just saying there's specific things that we just wavered on. You can give Rondo 12 threes, but how can you only give Reggie 3 threes? How can you let Reggie only take 3 threes? A guy who's a sniper versus Rondo, whose job isn't to take 12 threes. His job is to pump fake and pass. And when they're going to disrespect you on the three-point line, you should take it. And he did shoot 4 for 12, which is 33%, which is good. But you got to find the guys that are actually good at shooting threes. If you can't, bring it down. Rondo played great. 20 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, only 3 turnovers, 2 steals. He was a negative 17, but regardless, it's a great game. That's almost a triple-double, but you got to find the players that have the hot hand. And the hot hand was B.I., and LeBron was the hot hand. But Kuz was 1 for 6 from 3, 1 for 3 from 3. And it's not even about the threes. It's really about basic half-court offense. And they did really good job moving the ball, finding the open three, dumping into the post to JaVale with his limited minutes of only 10. Just, they did the right thing. And there were so many calls that went the wrong way, like Muscala and KCP constantly got hit on their shots and fell down. But, I don't know. It is what it is. But you're going up against an offensive juggernaut who is led by arguably the coach of the year, in my opinion. I don't see how he doesn't win it, personally. I mean, you're taking a franchise that was bought for $325 million a few years ago, and you're turning them into a powerhouse and bringing Wisconsin back. You got the Packers and the Bucks there, baby. What the fuck you else got? Was it Wisconsin Wild? I don't even fucking know what team is over there for hockey. I mean, come on now. Come on. You're playing against a really good team, and you stuck with it for 45 and a half minutes. You got to give them credit for that. But you can't break down in the last 2.5 minutes. Especially when you have 2 guys like LeBron and Rondo, but not only that, like I already said twice, but they have so much experience in these situations. Rondo and LeBron have combined play 300 playoff games? Like crazy. Rondo's been in the league, for 15 years? LeBron's been in the league for 16 years? I don't understand how they can just fold in these situations and give in to the hype and give in to Bledsoe and shitty Malcolm Brogdon, not Malcolm Gladwell. He's a legend in a different aspect, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I've been harping on that too much. But yeah, so Brandon, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 0 turnovers. 0. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists, 0 turnovers. And if you're in the game for 39 minutes, you only have 0 turnovers. I mean, come on, that's great. So once again, I think Brandon was the best player on the court. I know Brandon and LeBron each had 31. I mean, Bledsoe had 31, but I truly think Brandon was the best player on the court once again. And I'm on Snapchat, and my Snapchat's private. My Instagram's private. But, like, on my Snapchat, I posted when he had that really sick dunk. I think it was on Brook Lopez. I could be wrong. I screamed on my Snapchat. I said, give this guy a contract extension. I recorded the 10-second video of him, and it's just crazy how good this is. How good he is at only 21 years old. If you can give him a contract extension, that means you have 5 years of Brandon Ingram. I think that's worth it, right? Having him until he's 26, 27 years old, that would be incredible to see this guy develop and grow. I mean, great example. There's people that have grown up with Kobe for 20 years. People that are born in the 80s or whatever who started watching Kobe at 15 and then he retired at 36. Seeing that guy blossom from the first 2 years of sucking, missing, or the first year sucking, airballing in the playoffs, being terrible, averaging, 8 points a game or something, to what he turned into. Brandon Ingram did not have a good rookie season. But right now, he's kicking ass. He's making Kuzma look like trash. And it's not like Kuzma didn't get his looks. Kuzma shot 5 for 18. It's not like Kuzma is deflating. Kuzma and LeBron are deflating the opportunities, taking them away from other people. I mean, Josh Hart is getting limited minutes. I don't know if he's still injured. I mean, he only had 5 points tonight. The last few games he had donuts. But, I mean, Brandon Ingram is making Kyle Kuzma look like a joke. Brandon Ingram is making Lonzo Ball look like a joke. Because Lonzo's really good. I love Lonzo. I said this before. I'll say it again. I think he's going to be one of the greatest players of all time if he were to stay with the Lakers. I don't think he's going to. However, I said this before, I think it's because they're going to get Kyrie or something like that. But I'm just saying, people keep saying, oh, Kuzma's the best. Oh, it has to be Kuzma. His contract's a bargain. That was my mindset. Not that he's the best, but his contract's a bargain, so you have to keep him. And I think they will keep him. But it's just, if you give Brandon a contract extension and you don't wait till this summer or next summer to get AD, that's okay, right? If Brandon becomes that number 2 option, or even number 3, and you sign someone on a 1-year deal, like, let's just say you sign Kyrie on a 1-year deal, right? Hypothetically, just to see how it goes. Brandon, that's a good number 3, right? And then Kuzma and Josh and Rondo and, I don't know, maybe we'll sign Reggie Bullock for cheap. Those are nice complementary players that can shoot threes. That would be a great 3-headed monster. Whatever it is, maybe you sign Clay for a 1-year deal. Maybe you offer Clay 5 years, $210 million. I think if you do that and you give Brandon the extension, I don't think you have enough money for AD. Maybe AD would take a pay cut. I have no idea. He's with Clutch. He's willing to sacrifice money to get out of New Orleans. But you never know, dude. And this is the thing. These players make so much money off the court. Like, what, did LeBron sign didn't he sign a lifetime, $1 billion contract with Nike or something? Like, fuck, I was watching HBO tonight, and The Shop was on. The Shop. Season 2. How much money do you think HBO paid him? He has that freaking stupid, what's it called? The Wall on NBC? How much money does he get from that? He has Space Jam coming out. Like AD can market himself and make so much money off the court. It's a perfect example. You have someone like Kawhi who refused to market himself, right? Because he's shy. AD ain't shy. That eyebrow's that's a symbol. Everybody knows what that brow is. Everybody knows who he is, what he looks like, what that unibrow means. You can market that. Same thing with Kyrie. So the point is, let's see what happens. I don't think it's smart to trade Lonzo for AD. I think if you're going to do that, you need assurance. If you trade Lonzo for AD, you need to have like a back channel that says Kyrie is going to come, right? Because you don't need 2 point guards. You have Rondo as the backup, and I don't know, Caruso is the third, whatever. Or LeBron is the third point guard, obviously. But we'll see what happens. Just tonight was another game of Brandon just showing his potential. And these are hard shots, dude. You're unstoppable if you can get your hands up over your head and your wingspan is super long and you're fading away and the ball's, I don't know, what? You're 6'10", so your wingspan is what? Your arms are what? Like, I don't know, 3.5 feet, 4 feet? You're in the ball like 10 feet in the air. You can't do anything about that. Double pump. This guy's only going to get better. And I'll say this again. This is the worst Brandon Ingram is going to be in his career. This is the floor. If this is the worst someone is going to be in their career at 21 years old, when most people say your prime is between, what, like 26 to 30, 25 to 28? I mean, Kyrie's only like, what, 26? He's already won a ring. Like, the sky's the limit for this guy. His skill set's so unique. You got to lock him up. You got to get one of these guys in a 1-year deal. You got to figure it out. But back to the game once again. I'm disappointed with Kuz. I'm disappointed that Reggie wasn't found, like I said. I'm disappointed that he didn't play JaVale more, because JaVale was playing really good defense. He only had one block, but like he had active hands. To put in perspective, JaVale was a +8. The next guy with the highest was +9 with Reggie. So when you play JaVale 10 minutes and he's a +8, that's defensive, right? That's defensive. They put him on Giannis, and he would bump with Giannis, and then once Giannis created space, it was kind of downhill from there. But just bumping and getting the help, like, I think Luke did really well tonight. I think he had the right rotations. He knew when to take people out. He knew when to keep Brandon Ingram in. But that's not Luke's fault, the way the game ended. That is totally not his fault. That when the game is down, that's after 3 minutes, it's a free-for-all. And the only time Luke plays a role is when he calls a timeout for ATOs. But, yeah. I think Muscala could have played more. He had good looks. LeBron found him. But to the Milwaukee side, the side of the team with the best record in the league, they're so deep right now. I don't know how Pau Gasol's going to fit. I feel like if Pau comes, like, he'll take a few minutes away from Brook, because you're saving Pau for the playoffs right now. Pau's, obviously a 2-time championship with us, the Lakers, but the Bucks haven't won a single series with this core. Giannis has never been past the first round. So this team is vulnerable, especially at the end of games when Bud takes Giannis out. Really, the name of the game is just close out on threes. I mean, they have 11 offensive rebounds, right? If you could cut those offensive rebounds in half, the game's yours. And also, they shot 21 from 24 from the free throw line. We shot just as well, 15 for 18. But we didn't have the same clip, right? Obviously. So, like, just if a few loose balls bounced away, if we didn't break down, if we didn't this is the thing, when a team takes 45 threes, they took 40 threes, there's going to be a lot of long rebounds. You gotta fucking stay on your man and box the fuck out. When you have a guy like Giannis running into the paint, a guy that's super long, huge wingspan, who has a bigger vertical than JaVale or LeBron, I mean, you gotta double box that guy out. And then what usually happens is they get the offensive rebound, or they tip it out, whatever, and then there'd be a guy wide open for three. The name of the game was Giannis, and then let's surround him with Tony Snell, Brogdon, Middleton and like Bledsoe, or Middleton and like Ilyasova or Connaughton. And whenever Giannis got doubled, bam, just found them. I mean, and then you find them, and then there'll be scramble mode, and then they scramble, and they gotta take another three, and then they miss, and they get a putback, or scramble mode. JaVale gets drawn out, center gets drawn out, Kuzma's undersized. I mean, so yeah, this team's interesting. 26-4, like I said, in the last 30. But I really think, I see this so many times, there's so many times this season where I feel like we turned a corner. Like, I thought when we beat the Celtics, we turned a corner. And then Rondo fell off, and he had a few terrible games. And tonight was great. I mean, he was great. But you got to take the same energy into games when you play poor teams. And we're really lucky right now. We don't have that many back-to-backs anymore. I think we only have one or two. But we have a homestand coming up soon. We play at the Phoenix Suns. Oh wait, yeah, we do have a back-to-back. We have a game tomorrow. But yeah, so it's an away game versus the Suns, right? And then we have 3 games at home. And we have a mini road trip for 5 games. And it's a lot of home stuff, a lot of staying on home. You play West Coast teams. And there's a home game, there's an away game at the Clippers. And what we're really fortunate about is this 5-game road trip starting on March 12th. We play the Bulls, the Raptors, the Pistons, the Knicks, and the Bucks. We end with the Bucks. There's only one back-to-back on that, right? And what's good is, before we start the back-to-back, we play the Bulls. And tonight, the Bulls obviously had that 4 overtime game, but they're trying to lose. And, with the Lakers, you never know. We lost to the Hawks, but we usually have defeated the Bulls in the past few years with Luka's coach, usually. So, Luke knows how to scout them. But we may be playing against harder teams, but the schedule is in our favor. Only a couple back-to-backs. After this road trip, we're looking good, and I think we can really make a push here. And we play the Bucks on the 19th again, the last time we played them, because, you only play Eastern teams twice. Eastern teams are only twice. And I think that'll be a revenge game. Has to be a revenge game. And before we play the Bucks, we play the Knicks. The Knicks are trying to lose too. So you got a couple gimme games on here, And you got to take those gimme games. We had to beat the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. Those were gimme games against terrible teams. So from now on, we have to tighten up. And I think we did a great job once again. Free throws, turnovers. But you got to take this in the next game. There can't be we turn a corner, we turn a corner. And I'm curious about Lonzo. I mean, the road trip ends the 19th, right? That's 2.5 weeks. I would wait until the road trip ends, personally. Or wait until the road trip starts and have his warm-up game against the Bulls or a shitty team like the Bulls. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that shit. Alright. I'm Kobe, 24. MP3, KB24 status, Charles Ryan, Chucky Atkins, Chuck. Biggest Laker fan ever. And we out here. Let's get this freaking win versus the Sun. And I'll see you tomorrow night against the Suns. Oh, and one more thing, real fast. I said I was having technical difficulties with the podcast. There are still some issues. So, the podcast on iTunes might be down for a few days. I don't know. We're working on it, and by we I mean me. Solo operation since 2014. But yeah, of course the YouTube thing's obviously still going, and the blog is still going, but I'm more focused on this. The blog, there's samples on Medium, but I still write articles privately. I used to contribute to other things besides Medium, but yeah. So a third of the multimedia platform is down right now. And I'll get it back up. Don't worry. I love you guys. And remember, it's all free, baby. It's all free just for you guys. All right. For the second time, I'm out. See ya. And let's kick Devin Booker in the teeth. Cool.